And when scholars do make some comeback, I have not yet heard him academically meet those scholars on their field and refute what they've said. All I've heard him is mock them. And I didn't actually pick a clip up, I meant to, of him mocking a very, very good takedown by Joel Corricto of his LSJ First agenda. And all Ammon could do was laugh about these, these Septuagint scholars, like, they've stopped teaching and now they're and he just sort of pretended to be sick. That's all he could do in response to an absolutely excellent takedown of his rather bananas agenda to make the LXX the original Greek, the original Hebrew Testament. So that's his team eisegesis. And then we've got referees as well, the referee and the linesman.
Okay. Just for some clarity, though. Yeah, so Dr. Joel Koretko on my channel, he comes on the channel. He's like, this is his field. This is his expertise, is the Greek Septuagint. All right. Did the Hebrew Bible or the Greek Septuagint come first? All right. And he presents all of these arguments held by all these different scholars in the world. And Ammon makes absolutely no attempt to address any of the points. Either he doesn't care or he's afraid or what, I don't know. But yeah, it's like, why not just adjust the arguments? If you're so confident, you should be able to address the arguments pretty easily, right? But he didn't want to do that, clearly.
No, he only has two justifications for saying the LXX was first. One is an absolutely straw man argument that the Greek has, I remember, about 1.5 million of, if you took every single form, every part of participle of any verb or whatever, you got about 1.5 million words in Greek, but I think the root words is quite a few less, about 600,000-700,000. And that Hebrew is a different type of language and doesn't need that many words to make itself understood. So there's about 7,000 to 8,000 only. And because of the difference in the vocabulary size, Ammon somehow says that means the Greek was written first. Pardon? You could take an ancient Sanskrit script, maybe, and translate it into Greek. Greek is far more complicated, but it doesn't mean that the Greek was written first, does it? It's just bananas. Yeah, there's absolutely no foundation to make that claim that proves that it was written first. It doesn't. Mm-hmm. All it gives is actually more vocabulary to choose the right word to accurately portray what the Hebrew was saying. And in theory, if the Hebrew hasn't got the technicality that the Greek has, you might have a very technical Greek word, it would mean you'd need a string of Hebrew words to try and unpack it. So you should have an awful lot more Hebrew words to meet every technical Greek word, to give it the right feeling. But no, it's virtually a word for word equivalent. If you do the word count, it's fairly equivalent. That's because the Greek has a big vocabulary to find the right one to meet the original Hebrew that's there. And there's so many other arguments, all the Hebraisms, the chiasms, the fact that the names in Hebrew only mean a phrase in Hebrew. They don't mean a phrase in Greek. You name it. There's so many other arguments. And plus the existence of Hebrew script, the Siloam script inscription, with Hezekiah. There was a presence of Hebrews in Israel in the 6th century. That's without doubt. But, Ammon somehow says that there wasn't any even religion. No Hebrews around, nothing happened until some immigrants from Cyprus came and they wanted to legitimize themselves and created a religion and created Yahweh in the 3rd century as well, apparently. It's crazy. Anyway.